Hello everybody and welcome back to the tavern. On today's music react video, we're going to go ahead and go back into the world of Sleep Token and just continue going through some of the music that has been recommended and going through the albums like we have been doing. On today's, we are going to go ahead and listen to Gods, which I have no clue when this came out. When was this? It was like 6 years ago. I'm so behind on Sleep Token stuff, but you know what? That's cool. That's fine. There's nothing bad about that at all. We're just late to the party like everything else. But hey, at least then I can get to experience this lovely music with you all. As always, if there's anything else you want me to react to, just leave it in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's have music conversations like we always do. These videos, I tend to start and stop a lot to kind of analyze the music, so it might be good if you've never heard this piece before to go and hear it from the original artist and then kind of come back here and listen to my rambling thoughts. Like, subscribe, comment, do the lovely stuff, and yeah, let's just get into position and let's listen to some music on this lovely windy afternoon. I think it's afternoon. I don't know. It's a sleepy recording day. We have those days every once in a while. Anyways, I always have the lyrics pulled up, especially for Sleep Token stuff, so I can really analyze it as we go. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen to Gods. Yay. That's a strong start. Okay. This was an intense start. Holy cow, was that intense. It just immediately went to boom. Heavy metal all over. Screamo, very heavy power chords being played through there. A lot of, distortion, all that lovely stuff from there. Lyrics a little hard to understand unless you actually have like the verses up like I do. But man, that was not most Sleep Token music that I have at least reacted to. Most of it starts out opposite than this. It builds up. It just starts like gentle and then slowly starts to build up as we get closer to like the chorus and everything. But this just immediately like hits you right in the face. And I guess if they're talking about gods averting their gaze immediately from them, probably kind of a more of an intense song from in general, which is probably why they started very different than they did from most of their stuff from there, which is cool. I mean, they are a heavy metal band at heart, and this is very heavy metal like, so yeah, good way to start. This almost sounds like the gods are abandoning somebody at this point. Dang, this is, holy cow, this is intense. There's a lot of like syncopation, especially with like the instrumentation and even the voice. It's a very kind of uneasy tempo there, which kind of again goes to the more intensity of it. If there's not really a pulse or anything that you can follow, it gets kind of rough and rigid. It sounds like someone's on their last leg. They've been screwed over one too many times. So this is just maybe the anger part, the intensity part. It's again, I'm not sure. It's just, I feel anger, which makes sense. It does. Like, this just sounds like someone's been screwed too many times. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting from it. But you have that. A lot of even heavy metal have this whole uneven syncopated kind of pulse and beat going through there, with kind of these same like progressive patterns going more in downward direction to kind of represent descent and things like that. So it's fascinating with how different most of the other Sleep Token pieces that I've been exposed to, with just how much of an intensity this immediately puts forward with. It's not bad. It's cool. It's just different, and I don't think different's a bad thing. I like it. And I think another thing I really like about Sleep Token is that, like with the verses is when we start having the more stable, stable progressive, stable pulse, stable beats. It's a little bit easier to follow the rhythmic formation. But we don't have a lot in terms of at least what the harmonies behind there are doing. It's the same kind of concept there, because it's more the energy that we want to feel from the vocalist, and especially since Sleep Token's singer is able to even have a melody line even through the screaming that you can kind of pick up every once in a while, is like a feat in itself from there. Especially hearing all of the screaming metal style of music there being pushed with a melody line. That's kind of rare, because it's very hard to normally pick it out when they're kind of in the screaming range from there. So it's super impressive that we have this energy pushing forward from there. Again, it's just like, because it jokes on me and I'm laughing too, man. It feels like someone's been fucked. It really does. It just, I don't know. It feels like somebody's fucked or somebody's just had enough of whether it's like, why has the gods forsaken me or whatever? Why is this God doing what it's doing? Like, cool. I'll watch everything bleed. You want to watch the world bleed? Then I will be the one who can show it to you. It sounds like someone's hurting immensely right now. It's a nice little drum solo there. Ooh. So this is cool. Most of the Sleep Token stuff is... They seem to reverse it in this sense. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a more melodic line in the bridge here instead. That's actually a cool kind of twist on that. Because now it sounds more ethereal. Especially with the eternally hearing the choir in the background. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this at first, because I like kind of getting built up to the screamo part, but this kind of did the opposite, and it's like intense push, and then the bridge kind of pops it back a little bit, makes it more melodic, and that's a cool little like mixture there. I like that a lot. This is such a nice twist on the normal formula. God, I love his voice, though. It's so ethereal, I guess, is the best way to describe it. And I can almost guarantee you, like, the influence to me has to do with this visualizer that I've been watching, because this bridge almost sounds like there's a break in the intensity, like maybe somebody is thinking about why they're doing what they're doing, or kind of contemplating, but like whoever the worshiper is or something is gone out of sight, and this is just kind of like an inner fight monologue. Why am I doing what I'm doing, or something like that? Because it's so intense, and almost feels like wars, bombs are throwing, people are dying, and then all of a sudden it's like the calm in between like bomb runs or something, and that makes it's such an interesting like emotional story that we go through when you have such intense music, and then all of a sudden, it's just the calmness. I'm positive, like, when we go down to the breakdown, it's probably going to switch back to the heavier metal style again as they finish it off, or at least that's what my assumption is based on how the format seems to be going. Again, opposite of what I'm used to for Sleep Token. Normally it's build up, breakdown, and this time it was just like intense, calm, and then breakdown. So mixing up the formula is a kind of a cool way to keep listeners on their toes there. So there's probably going to be a lot of like instrument build up now if we're going to the breakup. Yep. more melodic distortion. That's cool. You know, just the calm in between the hurricane's eye, things like that. It's so intense, and I think that's the cool thing about it, is how intense it actually is. Ooh, the breathing is interesting too. Dang. Dang. That's cool though. That's kind of a cool way to do stuff. This God's kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm like, we see the typical ABA format with music here. We have our intense section, our like easygoing, I don't want to call it easygoing, but our kind of break with the B section, and then we go back to the intense A, which normally it's very opposite for most Sleep Token stuff. So I'm fascinated by why the decision to kind of reverse how their music typically is presented. But it's cool. It subverts your expectations of the group, and just like always, it puts you through a very interesting musical journey kind of listening to it. This is one of their shorter pieces too. Like, there's only 2 verses, 1 chorus, which is very odd. There's just 1 chorus and just a bridge and then an ending. And like, it almost feels like they just wanted to blast you with sound in the face, kind of have you like relax in the intensity of it, and then push forward again to finish it off like they typically would. It's cool. It's a nice little subversion. I'd be curious to see what the story or background of this is compared to everything else, but I don't know. So we'll see. Well, like I'll be curious to see what others say about this one, because I'm fascinated by the story behind this. Sleep Token has so much lore for each of their songs, since they always tell like an overarching story about their world. So I'm curious. Please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought about everything. And yeah, if you want to help to support the Tavern more, we do have memberships available. Everything helps to keep the Tavern going and streaming more content to you guys. Check out a Twitch stream. Sometimes talk a lot about music there. But yeah, just thanks for hanging out and vibing with us on this very chill. Well, this music wasn't very chill, but very, very chill sounding music. I don't know. It's not chill sounding music. Bard's tired today. Been a long work week, but that's okay. All right. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye.